she that knee, correct?
Again.
Okay. So you that knee, correct?
Again.
Okay. That knee, correct?
Again.
Okay. So you the Boston flight, you were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there? Ended up with a very ugly situation with Amber. So
Mr. Depp, with respect, trying to respect the court's time and the jury's time, that was not my question. My question was simply,
when
you would
take
agree,
5 minutes to look for a
you would agree,
document.
you would agree that on. Let's pull up Exhibit 500, please. 500? 500. Defense Exhibit 500.
I'd like to see who I lied to.
Sometimes drink whiskey in the mornings too, right?
Isn't happy hour any time?
You can't say that you carried cocaine in that box?
No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine. I once gave Marilyn Manson a pill so that he would stop talking so much.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right, yes.
And right after you cut your finger off, right after, I won't give you anything to argue with me yet. Right after you sustained an injury to your finger, right after you sustained an injury to your finger,
Bless you.
you poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah. We're going to fast forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Yes, I can feel it.
I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury. I have other uses for your throat which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
Head. Your display of guilt and matronliness as a lesbian camp counselor was plenty. Your future is on display. Best of luck.
Best if luck.
Thank you for the correction. Best if luck.
You're welcome.
And thanks for the tunes. Bye, JD. Don't call again. I will begin to feel embarrassed for you. Go away, coach. Hup. Done. Did I read that right?
No. Go away, coach. Done. Hup. Done.
Thank you. Otherwise, did I read that right?
Sure.
This picture was taken while you were filming a documentary about Keith Richards, correct?
I'm sorry, the date again on this?
Do you remember that? I believe it was March 2013. You should know better than I do.
That seems about.
Okay. And you see there's a Keith Richards CD, it looks like, above that cosmetic case?
Perfectly placed, yes.
Yeah. This has already been admitted into evidence this morning, Your Honor.
181. No, I don't have 181 evidence.
Did we not? Oh, you know what? I forgot that this morning. I'm sorry. So 181. And yesterday you texted, I'm sorry. We've seen a lot of texts today.
It's all right, I did text someone yesterday.
Yesterday you texted, did I read that right?
Yes, you did. Asking for cocaine.
So, we talked about the cocaine and the ecstasy. Let's talk about the altercation that you and Miss Heard had in Australia. You testified that you were sitting on a bar stool, right? In Australia, this is before.
So you're fast forwarding to the end of that argument.
Yeah, we've heard your account of the argument. Dipped your finger in paint after suffering an injury. And then you use that finger to write on objects in the house. Yes or no?
Yes, that was after after writing on the walls, the blood had kind of dried, as it were, and so I stuck my finger into a can of paint and also, excuse me, mineral spirits to put my verbal messages onto the wall.
And you use your finger as a paintbrush, right?
Essentially, yes.
And
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach? Yes.
exhibit with just that text displayed and every identifier redacted.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we do that redaction.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It was a pathetic attempt at humor. My apologies.
Remember that there's quite a lot of blood everywhere, including on floors and sofas.
Well, I've noticed, that's how I've noticed that I was leaking. There was heat in my finger, and I felt this warmth and this liquid, and then I noticed that the tip of my finger was gone. And at that point, I think I went into some sort of shock or whatever's closest to a kind of nervous breakdown.
Yeah, you testified that the breakdown. It's you could have also defaced a painting by drawing a penis on it, didn't you?
I don't know about that. I don't remember drawing a penis on a painting.
Given the state you were in, it's entirely possible that you did that, even if you don't remember it to this day, correct?
Drawing a penis on a painting is not the first thing on my mind. I had messages to write, reminders that were from Miss Heard.
But you don't deny that if a painting was defaced with a penis drawn on it, that could have been you, even if you were blacked out and don't remember that, correct?
Objection, speculation.
I'll, if you can.
This was no blackout. I know you love the words. It was no blackout. It was shock.
That wasn't my question, Mr. Depp. Respectfully, it was, you don't deny that you could have defaced the painting in the manner that I just described.
Well, given that I had written some messages on the bathroom mirror and then Miss Heard added to them, it's also not impossible that Miss Heard may have drawn a penis on a painting somewhere. I that's not where I was going.
So as tempting as it is to talk about Amber Heard potentially pooing in Johnny Depp's bed, or the fact that Johnny Depp likes to kick cupboards and occasionally use opiates, all of this stuff aside, I want to make a serious point here. To all of you men who are out here making fun of this man because of the way that he has dealt with this situation, you should be ashamed of yourself, because what this man is doing right now isn't just a fight for Johnny Depp, it's a fight for us, it's a fight for men, right? Because this is a real thing, and the fact that we have a man out here who is super successful, being bold enough and brave enough to talk about his trauma, and you fuckers want to take the piss out of him, this isn't a way to let other men know that they count, right? We need to make sure that this is a comfortable space for men to come forward and speak. So instead of making jokes at this man's expense, how about offering him up a round of applause, because he is not just fighting for the freedom of Johnny Depp. He is fighting for you. Remember that.
Amber Heard's attorney is
no
clutching
objection, Your Honor.
at straws here.
This is a picture of you on a black leather couch, passed out, correct?
Passed out's an interesting way of putting it. Maybe asleep.
Where is it? What residence?
That's in Boston.
I'm sorry?
That was in Boston when I was doing Black Mass.
In Boston. And that's ice cream on your lap, correct?
It is indeed. Miss Heard asked me to hold the ice cream as she noticed that I was on the nod. That means falling asleep from the 17-hour day that I'd worked and also the opiates that I'd ingested. And if you'll notice, my right hand is in my pocket. So I wasn't participating in the Festival of Ice Cream.
Okay.
I was holding her ice cream, and because she knew what was going to happen, that I would fall asleep and it would drop. And that was a wonderful picture to take for her.
Sure.
I don't know why she took it, but
Well, so it's Miss Heard's fault that picture was taken. And so, is that what you're saying?
she snapped it.
Okay. All right, let's...
Bitches and hoes, yeah, bitches and hoes, yeah. I said, bitches and hoes, don't exist because the hoes know bows are feminists. Bitches and hoes don't exist because the hoes know bows are feminists. So take off your bras and burn up. You can let me burn up. Take off your bras and burn them. Oh, you can let Bo burn them, burn them. Take off your bras and burn up.
It essentially came down to this. Do you have a drinking problem, Johnny?
Objection calls for hearsay. What the doctors told him.
I'm not sure he's saying what the doctors told him.
I think that's what's about to be testified to.
Oh, if you can make that clear, I guess.
Do you recall Mr. Depp ever telling you that he hoped that Amber Heard's rotting corpse is decomposing in the trunk of a Honda Civic?
From Johnny Depp to
Obviously, yeah, it was said.
these Cadillacs screeched into the courthouse parking lot this morning, and he entered to the cheers of fans.
4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face.
We're gonna have a problem here. Roll that.
That allegation never made any sense to me whatsoever.
Are there any tattoos that you had that Miss Heard had an issue with, to your understanding?
Well, a tattoo that I believe is up here, which used to say Winona Forever, who was a former girlfriend, and we'd been together for a few years. Winona Ryder, and when we broke up, how do you fix that? I did go back and rewrite my journal to some degree. I took off the last 2 letters and had it say Wino Forever, just because I thought it was again, through pain comes humor. Humor has to come in there at some point into the pain, and that's how you play it out in your mind. So I have, I think sometimes abstractly, in that sense, so I changed it to Wino Forever. Any other tattoos? Well, she was very encouraging in me getting a tattoo of her name or whatever, and I waited a while, and then I did it. I got a full tattoo of her, and it ironically wasn't long after that that everything started going sideways. I was doing anything I could to bring a smile to her face.